Hello, and welcome to my Fire Emblem 9 Path of Radiance 100% gross hard mode low turn count playthrough. I'm your host Typhoon Carter, and today I have Kirby Mastah with me.
Hey, I'm Kirby, and I speedrun Fire Emblem, and I'm here.
Yeah, we got Clash here, and Clash is a map that's notorious for a lot of things. But first things first, we got a little bit of bonus XPing to do, and we're going to give Muarum some bonus EXP because he is going to have to fight a bit in the next chapter in particular, so I'm trying to give him some now before I have to do more later.
And it helps that his base stats are pretty respectable even at this point in the game with the Demi Band, so he doesn't need too much to get going with 100% gross.
Yeah, it's always nice, and there's a couple things that we're going to have to bring on this map. One of these includes the Flame Lance, which we got way back when we were traversing through pitfalls.
Thanks, veteran.
Yeah, classic. And we also get a Silver Lance Forge here for Marcia. This is going to be relevant for just fighting the boss in particular, and also so that she can have a high might weapon.
You have no idea how much it bothers me that you didn't max out the hit rate on that lance when you had like 70k gold.
Yeah, I tend to be stingy with money every now and then.
I always forge maximum hit or almost max hit on everything after might.
Yeah, but when you have so much skill and all that, it kind of doesn't matter. I really could have just not even give any hit at all. But Soren here, Elwyn is so that he can build up some win rank so that he can use Blizzard eventually. And Bolting and Meteor, that's because we're going to need some Siege Tomes for this map in particular.
And I think he uses some arm scrolls in some previous maps on Soren so he could use Bolting and Meteor, so we're going to be seeing that map.
Yep. And then Alencia joins us here.
Yeah, she's the last Pegasus Knight that joins, and she's kind of an Est, sort of, except promoted, but she's interesting in that she uses swords and staves, as opposed to lances, like Marcia and Tanith do. She's really nice in that she is a flying staff bot, and she's the only unit in the game who can use the rescue staff at base with her A-ranked staves, which is really nice. Yeah. So her range isn't going to be that great compared to Soren and Mist because she hasn't been raised, and she also has her own personal sword weapon called Amidi, which is a pretty good weapon, but with her stats it kind of sucks because she gets weighed down by it.
They do buff its might in the sequel because they realized that its base might was not as desirable, unfortunately. But Alencia, unfortunately, if she dies at any point in the game, it also gives a game over.
All those poor Iron Man playthroughs.
But yeah, so Alencia is force deployed here, and she's not available for many maps, and we're going to have to keep her out of combat. But Clash here, it's a very massive map, and we have like 19 deployment slots, but we don't use all of them because we don't need that many.
Whereas enemies have like 100 deployment slots, especially in Maniac mode.
Yeah. Maniac, thankfully this is not Maniac because it would be a total nightmare to watch all those enemies traverse, essentially. But first things first, we got a massive shove chain because we need to get Soren as far as possible.
I'm really appreciating the Janeth deployment here.
Yeah, funny thing about that is that due to some of the trees located, just like randomly located to the left of like our starting position, Janeth is needed so that he can traverse through the trees, and the extra movement also helps.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing a few smites here too. And I think you use Soren's entire rescue range with his Captain Magic.
Yeah, we do, because
every tile we can get.
Yeah, we need to get as close to the boss as possible, as the boss of this chapter is guarded by several enemies of great variety. And Rayson was also shoved because we also need him to refresh Marcia. So the two, or rather three, key ingredients here, besides Rayson and all the units that we had shoving, is Soren, Marcia, and Ike.
conveniently enough, the rescue priority prioritizes placing the target above the rescue staff users, which is where we want to go in this case. So we're effectively giving Marcia like 15 tiles of movement, I think, instead of 14.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Yeah, and that warrior had to go because like he would have been a huge threat to Muarum's survivability. So we needed to ensure they were gone because they had a laguz axe.
Oh, that's pretty scary. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but yeah, so like usually how does the speedrun do this? Like just to shave as much time off possible on this map?
Yeah, you want to low man as much as possible in a speedrun, so you kind of do something similar, except you remove the entire shove train because that costs time. So you use Alencia to do a 3-tile rescue on Marcia, smite Marcia with like, I think Muarum or Mordecai, and you just do a 3-turn.
Oh, okay.
You need to call like basically nobody else. So and you just keep everyone else out of combat.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So Savior would really definitely come in handy for a speed run.
Yeah, we get the Savior scroll. It's very important. It's very unfortunate that we get it after the Pitfalls map because that's the map where it would have been really useful.
Yeah.
But because Marcia surviving that without Savior is like super unreliable with the full guard, we pretty much have to take a minute to get the full guard. Otherwise, you're not finishing that map.
Oh man. Yeah, but instead. Marcia doesn't have the full guard, but we've had her rely on Shade for a good chunk of the late game at this point. Yeah, Shade actually is going to come in rather handy, and we're going to see some rather strange interactions. But these strange interactions also will let Ike do some neat stuff, and let Ike see more combat than he normally would. And that was just totally unnecessary.
that poor sword master.
Yeah, so I brought a bunch of those killing edges. This is mainly to ensure that Ike had a very high crit chance, and it just gives Ike an alternative besides Aethering everyone, essentially.
Yeah, like I think you need Ike to get an Aether or crit on like 1 or 2 specific enemies to make sure he doesn't get completely blocked off, and Marcia has to flame land so that she can one-round any of the laguz that attack her because she kind of has capped magic. Yeah,
luckily Marcia's combat is going to be as minimal thanks to Shade.
This LTC has really been the Shade appreciation LTC, at least in my experience.
It also kind of shows us how inconsistent Shade can be at times. Yeah, because even I am not fully sure how Shade fully works.
I don't think anyone really knows.
It's one of the great mysteries, and one of the few things that skipping the full guard has brought me to.
The full guard, it just must have sucked so much to skip it.
Yeah, didn't really have much of a choice because we had to go get Devdon. But here, Ike just completely mauls this Beast Laguz.
That poor tiger.
Yeah, just gone. Just shredded, just like that.
Yeah, like your Ike has capped skill at 27, I think.
Yeah.
There we go, 27. And the Aether's activation rate is 13%, which isn't super high, but combined with the killing edge and having 2 chances of both the crit and Aether, the chances of him one-running something is relatively high.
Yeah. So. He has like about 43 base crit or so as a result, and a lot of these enemies usually don't have a ton of luck, and that sniper just walks up to Ike.
Yeah, shout out to that sniper.
Just walks up to him menacingly.
I feel like if it weren't for Shade, that sniper probably would have attacked Marcia or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
Shade does weird things.
Yeah, we've seen several times throughout this playthrough where it's definitely come in handy. And thankfully, because the Paladins actually move rather late in the turn order, it actually prevents Ike from needing to completely try and fight off 2 generals, which would have been a pain in the ass for both Marcia and Ike. And Ike here just casually killing everyone.
I feel like that was like 2 crits in a row we saw.
Yeah. Maybe 3. Yeah, I think it might have been 2. But yeah, so you know, the killing edge was rather handy, and thanks to the dumb Kanto AI, these 2 paladins don't really matter.
So we had Bertram as the boss, and he's really annoying because he has a Ruin Sword, which, as you'll see here, he's going to heal himself when he hits, and even though Marcia kind of has cap resistance, he still has a pretty beefy magic stat, and it makes it really hard to actually one-round him, which Marcia can't without a crit.
Yeah. So there was like a couple ways we could try to kill Bertram. Either A, Marcia gets a 7% crit on Bertram, or Soren can Soren can try and rely on an adept proc to kill Bertram, because in case like Ike got completely blocked off somehow. And the third option is what we did here.
Activated adepts anyways.
Yeah. The third option was just what we just did there, was to have Marcia and Soren combine for a kill, which is a relatively reliable, it's basically a reliable kill, more or less. And at this point in the map, like, we're done with like the bulk of what we need to do, essentially. And it's just like some extra EXP, because like a lot of these late game enemies are gonna be so beefy, and some of them hit particularly hard.
You say that, but I don't see you using Rayson again for that juicy tank experience on your Heron.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh wait, no, you do.
I've already had to get Rayson some BEXP for some very weird things back in Chapter 24.
Oh, I actually don't think I've seen that yet. I've seen up to the Pitfalls.
Yeah,
Pitfalls
but it's not released yet at the time of this recording. But anyway,
Largo.
Yeah, Largo is a very solid unit, and he's definitely done some neat stuff for us in this run. Yeah.
He's like an interesting glass cannon. It's frightening how high his strength growth is. It's like 65%, I think. 70%.
And also the Berserker. He's like basically the only Tellius Berserker we ever get, which is very unfortunate, because I think Berserkers would have been extremely nice to have in Radiant Dawn, but they robbed us of Largo, which is sad.
I'm so sad about no Largo.
Yeah.
Yo, perfect two-shot from Kieran.
Yeah. Ponage Incarnate. The Ike versus Kieran debate rages on.
I mean, you know, I kind of got like 6 kills in this map. Kieran only got 1, so.
Yeah, math checks out. Can't dispute that.
Gotta say, I think Ike wins the debate. Punaj Incarnate.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
But anyways, yeah, and here you can watch how depressing Oscar is, as he barely
It feels
misses.
like playing Radiant Dawn Oscar.
That's just a sign of things to come.
I've tried using him.
IS tried to warn us. We were too ignorant to see those signs.
You have no idea how weird it is to see Stefan gain luck.
Yeah, man. Stefan's interesting, although it's unfortunate what his class type is. But anyways,
version.
Yeah, so we're basically finished, and that is a clash cleared in 2 turns. I'll see you guys next time for Chapter 27. Bye-bye.
Round.